here to talk to you today about the Compella bariatric bed and how it can support your workflow. The bed accommodates patients from 250 pounds all the way up to 1,000 pounds. First, ensure that the two power cords are plugged in. One is powering the bed frame and the other is powering the blower box. As we go through the bed itself, let's start with the head, end, and caregiver controls. Here we have the ability to raise and lower the bed, raise and lower the head, and also do the knee gauge. As we move down the side rail, we have the intermediate side rail. What's very important is this icon here. This is the hip indicator, which is very important because it helps you align the patient's hips where that patient should be within the bed. We also have what we call the intermediate side rail controls. The first part is the same as what we went over in the head rail. What's new is the ability to have an adjusted footboard, and that's called a flex-a-foot. So bringing that footboard in or out to accommodate to that patient's height. We also have the powered width expansion, which allows you to take that bed from 40 inches to 50, or of course from 50 to 40, to accommodate that patient's girth. One of the key points to this is that if you start to bring that side rail in and you stop and it beeps at you, there's an amber light, what that tells you is that you haven't completed the task. So you must be all the way in or all the way out. There is no in between. So again, to finish what I'm doing, I would bring that, in this case, I'm gonna bring that side rail back out until I get a beep and a green confirmation that it's been done. Next, we're gonna talk about the scale pod. And with that, this is where we are going to zero the bed for a new patient and we are going to weigh our patients. To zero the bed, we know it's important to never have a patient in the bed to do that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna press on your green enable key and then tap on the 0. It will give you a hold and then a 0, 0 calculating, asking you to back up and to get a 0. Next, you get your new admission and it's time to weigh the patient. So if the green key is not on, you would repress that to wake up that green key and then you would tap on the scale. And with that, it'll give you a readout in kilograms of what that patient's weight is. After a few seconds, it will go ahead and display the patient's head of bed angle just for patient dignity. Remember the patient's weight because here in a few minutes, we will talk about why it's important to enter that into the blower box. There is also an icon for when the fifth wheel is down. So we'll talk about that as we talk about our IntelliDrive system. But what happens is when the fifth wheel is down, we're not able to get a patient's weight or set the bed alarm. So this is just one area that could potentially flash to tell you to raise that up to get your patient's weight. The next area we're going to talk about is the bed exit and alarm system. It is made up of 3 modes: positioning, exiting, and out of bed. To set the bed alarm, you're going to hit your key and whichever mode that you want set. If you do press it and you get this 3 chirps, what it tells you is that it did not set appropriately. And the reason in this case is because I didn't have a patient in the bed. If there were a patient in the bed and that patient was between 250 up to 1,000 pounds, then you would get a solid beep and a green confirmation that that bed alarm has been set. Next is the silence alarm button. What that does is silence or pause the bed alarm. So imagine a patient where the bed exit has gone off. You walk into the room, instead of turning off the bed alarm, we want you to pause it. So you do that by pressing the yellow key. Also, an example might be when you go to get a patient out. Oftentimes we will turn off that bed alarm. Again, what we want you to do is to press the alarm silence, and that again will pause so that patient can go to, whether it's testing, to the bathroom, whatever it may be, and once that patient returns, within 30 seconds, the bed exit alarm system will rearm. Next, we're going to talk about the blower box at the end of the bed. First of all, it's very important that we set the patient's height and weight. To do that, you will tap on the blue arrow and you will toggle over to where the weight is highlighted. From there, you will either press increase, or decrease to change the patient's weight. Next, you will toggle over to the patient's height, and you would follow the same procedure. And this is where you will decrease or increase the patient's height. After completion, you will tap on the blue arrow and the setup is complete. There are additional functions on the blower box. First, you have the turn assist and the continuous lateral rotational therapy button. Next, you have the max inflate button. And as we know, this firms the surface to be able to manage that patient. And then thirdly, we have the mattress adjust. And when you press the mattress adjust, there you will find the seat deflate. By pushing the seat deflate button, it allows you to remove the air from the seat section to egress the patient out from the bed. In the event that you have to perform CPR, it's a two-step process. Step 1, you will turn the valve to evacuate the air from the surface. Step 2, you pull the CPR lever to lower the head of the bed. Once the CPR is complete, you need to reinflate the surface. You will close the valve and then on the blower box, press the max inflate. Your bed may be equipped with the optional IntelliDrive XL feature. To engage the IntelliDrive, first you're going to unplug the bed from power. Step 1, you press the green button. And to do that, you hold the button until the bed lowers onto the 5th wheel. When that is complete, you'll see that the green light is on. Step 2, you're going to put the bed into the steer mode. You do this by putting your foot on the steer pedal, pressing it down. You will see that both lights are green. To engage the IntelliDrive, you're going to squeeze the switches under the handle and nudge the push handles forward. The bed is equipped with battery backup, which allows you to articulate the bed without it being plugged in. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please contact your local Hillrom representative. We encourage you to complete the Compella Bariatric Bed e-learning module on hillrom.com.